we're going to start out here. The screen on my right-hand side is the Kali Linux box with Metasploit on it. And the one on the left-hand side is another box inside my test environment. The IP address on the, let me start this video again. The IP address on this one ends in .130. And then if we look at this guy over here, it's going to end in .28. So just confirm that we're actually on different machines. And I'm talking faster than my demo is going. So just do an if config. And there we go. So you can see this is two different machines. Now this could be someone that's broken into your network and they're trying to move laterally, or it could be across the internet. So if something's exposed to the internet, this product Metasploit will work just fine and they'll be able to get in. Or if they've gotten in somewhere else, they're actually going to be able to start move laterally around your network if there's flaws behind there and missing patches. What we're going to use is a Samba exploit. And if you're not familiar with Samba, it's a protocol, product, and application that allows Windows machines and Unix-based machines such as Linux to use each other's shared folders across the network so they can see each other. And these are the actual steps that you would actually punch in. I hope everybody can see this because sometimes it doesn't come out clear. So the first thing we did is we put our exploit in. Then we want to load a payload. Okay, what's the payload? Well, in this case, it could be anything, but in this case, we're going to open what's called a reverse shell. We want to actually be able to have a terminal on that remote machine on our machine. But we could just as easily be loading ransomware into the system at this point. Now we have to set our remote host, which is the 192.168.74.130. And then we're going to have to set the port that we want to use. And Windows sharers and Samba, they use port 445. So we have to tell it, where do we want to go? What port do we want to use when we get there? And then lastly, we have to tell it where we're coming from. Who's the local host? And that's going to be the 192.168.74.128, the machine that this Kali Linux is actually on. And then that's all you really have to put in for this particular exploit. And any of these Metasploit exploits, that's about all the steps that you need to do, which is doing the right ones. And then we just type in an exploit and off it goes. And you know, sometimes it doesn't look like it's done anything. But if you look there, you can see command shell session 1 open. So there is actually a shell open on this computer. So we're going to cd to the etc directory because that's where all the security is. And then we'll do an ls. And I dumped a folder on there called ZZZ KCR. And then we'll go back to our other machine and we'll do another ls just to make sure that that is actually there. And there it is, ZZZ. So we quasi at this point have confirmed that we're on the victim machine from the attacking machine. But one more thing I'd like to do, just to confirm that for everybody, is we'll go back to the attacking machine and we'll try and make a directory in the etc folder. So we're going to make it and ZZZ just to make it easy to find. Enter. Now, were we actually able to create that? That's the question. Of course, it's going to be, the answer is going to be yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be showing the demo. So we're going to go back and we'll do our ls on the victim machine. And it should show up. And there it is. You can see, so we're actually creating folders on the victim machine, just as an example, so that you know we're actually on that system. And like I said, this could be done across the internet. It could be done internally to start making lateral moves. Why I chose the etc directory, It's specifically because in there are quite a few bits of information, but importantly, there's a file called PASSWD, and then there's a file called shadow. And with both those files, I can copy those files out. Both those files, I can run that against the password cracker offline, like Cain and Abel or John the Ripper, and just burn away at a password dictionary as fast as I can. And eventually, I'm probably going to come across some passwords. Not everybody is going to have a strong enough or unique password. And then you can just start doing whatever you want to the systems. Then you can probably assume that all these systems have the same root password, or maybe not, but maybe they have the same flaw and you can get on that system. I can create user accounts and stuff, but then that sometimes can get noticed. If you create a user account on a system, somebody might notice like, hey, there's a new account out there with root access. But if you're just using the existing ones, it's much easier to get away with it.